Hello viewers, welcome to Science TV, 1 p.m. Prime News, with me Catherine Govi and sign language interpreter. The voicing is Gideon Minor. Let's inform you what took center stage in the news. The Joint Parliamentary Group of the United Democratic Alliance UDA and the Orange Democratic Movement ODM has resolved to accelerate the implementation of the National Dialogue Committee NADCO report's 10-point agenda. The decision was made during a meeting attended by President William Ruto, his deputy Kithure Kindiki, and ODM leader Raila Odinga. A committee led by the former ODM Secretary General Agnes Zani has been tasked with immediately beginning work on an implementation matrix. The committee is expected to deliver its final report by March 7, 2026.
And we have the historic opportunity to make this country what we have always wanted it to be, but it has not been.
Let us not underestimate what the leadership of the UDA through President Ruto, the leadership of ODM through His Excellency Raila Odinga has helped us to achieve as a nation.
Decided that it is better to have an imperfect country that is struggling to mend its ways than to have a collapsed one.
And we have the historic opportunity to make this country what we have always wanted it to be, but it has not been.
Let us not underestimate what the leadership of the UDA through President Ruto, the leadership of ODM through His Excellency Raila Odinga has helped us to achieve as a nation.
Decided that it is better to have an imperfect country that is struggling to mend its ways than to have a collapsed one.
President William Ruto has issued a strong warning that his administration will not tolerate corruption within the National Assembly, vowing to prosecute members of parliament who engaged in graft. Speaking during a parliamentary meeting between UDA and ODM parties, the president accused some MPs of tarnishing the image of the legislature by demanding bribes from government officials and governors who appear before parliamentary committee for accountability. Ruto stated that he has made it absolutely clear that there will be no sacred cow in the war against corruption, signaling that no one, regardless of their position, will be shielded from prosecution. He urged the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, to take up its role in investigating and prosecuting those who embezzle public funds. The president's remarks comes amid growing public concern over the integrity of parliamentary committees, which had been criticized for allegedly turning oversight function into opportunity for extortions.
The reality, friends, the reality is that there is a problem. And we all know here, tukitaka tu kusema ukweli, there is a problem. There are people who are destroying the credibility of Parliament. And they are collecting money in the name of Parliament. The latest Sokohuru in the Senate. Where does somebody find 150 million? Where? Is that his money? That is money that belongs to the county. Yes. Is that correct or not correct? Yes. Let me ask you, members of parliament who are seated here. Do you, for example, know, munisikie vizuri, do you, for example, know that a few members of your committee collected 10 million shillings so that you could pass that law on anti-money laundering? Did you get the money? So we are not going to shame them. We are going to arrest them. Yes.
I thought you were saying people should reduce lobby. But you know, the people who are lobbying are from outside Parliament. They are not inside. They come here, they hover around the corridors of Parliament. It's an internationally accepted standard of parliamentary work, Your Excellency. Lobbying. This other one you have talked about is alien to us. I have never seen that one.
But lobbying is a different thing from extortion. From extortion. That you have a member, every committee has got a member who is how do you call him? Welfare bunge is giving a very, very image of Parliament.
Chief Justice Martha Koome has issued a stern warning against what she calls a sustained social media onslaught aimed at damaging the reputation of judicial officers and undermining public trust in their decisions. Speaking at the 2025 Judge Colloquium, Koome highlighted that while technology is a valuable asset to the judiciary digital transformation, it also presents a dark side that threatens to erode judicial independence. The colloquium, themed Digital Transformation, Technology and the Law, served as a platform for the Chief Justice to voice her concern over the increasing use of social media platforms for targeted harassment and online campaign against judges. She stated that these attacks are not merely casual criticism, but are a calculated effort to weaken the judiciary, moral authority, and intimidate judges. The Chief Justice also revealed that the issue of cyber harassment against the Kenyan judiciary has garnered attention from the Office of the United Nations High Court Commission for Human Rights.
Over the last 1 year, we have witnessed a worrying and haggard trend of increased cyberbullying, targeted harassment, and orchestrated online campaigns against judges and judicial officers. Social media platforms, while serving as important spaces for dialogue and information sharing, have unfortunately become arenas where the dignity of judges and judicial officers are undermined. If left unchecked, this culture of digital intimidation risks creating a chilling effect where we judges feel pressured to decide cases in line with political expediency or wishes of certain private and commercial interests. That, dear colleagues, is the greatest threat to judicial independence in our time. Independence is not only about freedom from external control, but also about the ability of us judges to carry out our duty without fear of reprisals, whether physical, political, or digital attacks.
A coalition of young activists from across the country converged at the historic Ufungamano Hall in Nairobi Monday to demand a new political direction for the country. one that prioritizes the need and voices of the youth. The group called for transparent, accountable, and youthful leadership, vowing to reject any candidate in the 2027 general election who does not champion the agenda or is not a youth. The activists emphasize their frustration with the current political elite, whom they accuse of failing to address pressing issues including unemployment, high living costs, and corruption. During the gathering, the activists outlined their commitment to mobilizing the youth vote to influence the next election. They stated their intention to hold all aspirants accountable and to ensure that a significant portion of elected leaders are young people who understand and represent their generation's aspirations.
Take anything less, number one, other than your running mate, kama siyo Gen Z, hatukupei namba zetu. Number two, kama ma CS, si ma Gen Z, hatukupei namba zetu. Kama watu kwa ground sio ma Gen Z, hatukupei namba zetu.
Huu msimu wa hasira, msimu wa vita, msimu wa mapinduzi, msimu wa kubuni uongozi mbadala. Na katika zamu hii, katika shughuli hii, vijana wa Kenya ni wakunga. They're here to midwife the birth of a new political reality process. But we cannot run away from the maternity room, as blood as it is.
We stand for a Kenya where leadership is based on accountability, integrity and service, not corruption, violence or betrayal.
Tunataka kufanya siasa za issue zetu kama wa Kenya. So we no longer want to hear leaders going to say, mukinichagua, political parties that we can work with. Serikali ya mama mboga, serikali ya boda boda. No.
The Nairobi County government is facing renewed calls to respect a series of court orders concerning a disputed 152-acre piece of land in Jiru. The land has been the center of a long-standing legal battle between the county government and a private entity, with a recent court decision reportedly affirming the private ownership of the property. The plea for compliance with the court's ruling coming amid concerns that the county government continues to contest the ownership despite repeated judicial pronouncements on the matter. The dispute has left many residents and stakeholders in a state of uncertainty, with some fearing potential eviction and a halt to development in the area. Lands Cabinet Secretary Alice Wahome has previously stated that the government will not intervene in the dispute, maintaining that the court's ruling is final. She has urged all parties to respect the judicial process and for affected residents to negotiate directly with the rightful owners as determined by the court.
Na sasa anaambiwa atoke aende. Musi wako huko anajenga. Na sisi tujui nani aliwaleta.
Magonzi walikuja kwa hiyo shamba. So wakanivunja mguu, nikakimbia nikaanguka kwa mtaro. So na kuna mtu amekompensate mimi. Hata saa hii sijapona.
Kiwezekana tutaenda the highest office ambayo ni our beloved president. Because from time to time and I emphasize, orders must be obeyed. Tunajiuliza, kwani wale wanaigiria hiyo mambo ya hiyo shamba yetu wako Kenya gani?
Wetu wenye walikaa hapo more than 29 years, si tumekuja tukawapata hapo, wamezeekea hapo, so sisi tunajua hapo ndipo kwetu, mbona ukuje waanze kutunyang'anya?
They came in, they destroyed all our properties you can see around, And now they have started electing new building in the name of now what you can see our mothers, I say brother and the fathers, that they have now started selling our land at the city hall somewhere who wants the rich men to come and purchase this land.
David Ababa Ragen, the member of County Assembly MCA for Central Alego Ward, was questioned on Monday by police at the CIA Directorate of Criminal Investigation, DCI, officer regarding allegation that he is organizing a protest against an investor in the Yala Swamp. The MCA spent more than an hour at the DCI offices after receiving a summon from security officials. The summon claimed he was mobilizing residents of the Yala Swamp area against Lake Agro Limited, a company that farms sugarcane in the wetlands. Speaking to the media after his questioning, Reagan confirmed he received the summon on Saturday. He stated that the police action appears to be an attempt to silence the local community from pursuing the registration of the Yala Swamp as community land. Accompanied the MCA were local residents including Frederick Odhiambo Koome and Bernard Ngele, who affirmed the community's commitment to pushing for community ownership of the wetland.
On Saturday, I got a call from the DCI summoning me to record some statement about some demonstrations, alleged demonstrations that were supposed to take place with regards to Yala Swamp. We've engaged, and what is coming out is that some people are trying to intimidate us on matters Yala Swamp. But I want to reiterate that the swamp belongs to our people. It's a community land, and that must be respected. We are working with the county government to ensure that the land is registered under the community, and it's a resource that is going to help our community. Whatever is coming out is that some people feel that they want to control us from somewhere, some foreigners. They want to intimidate us. They don't want us to talk about the swamp. And maybe some people think that we are still in those years that when you are summoned by the police,